Hello, my name is Robert Larson. I'm the owner of the Larson Law Office in Mesa, Arizona, and I focus primarily on family law and estate planning. And today I want to talk about whether getting married matters or not. And I'm not talking about religious or cultural traditions or family expectations or anything like that. I'm just talking about whether it matters under the law, and specifically under Arizona law, since that's where I'm located. And the short answer is yes, it matters a lot, actually. And to illustrate how it matters, I'll give an example. So let's take a situation where you have two couples that are almost identical, except one is married and the other one is not. So let's say they've been together for 20 years and they have 3 children together. And during the time, they've acquired a home. And let's say it's a traditional situation where the father, the male of the relationship, is the one who's been the primary breadwinner. He's been out there working for all those years and getting advancements, promotions, raises, and things like that during that time. And so his career has been advancing for that 20-year period. Where you have the mother or wife who has been at home with the children, taking care of the kids in the home and all those things. Maybe working once in a while, part-time or something, but for the most part, being a stay-at-home mother. So in this situation, where you have a split up after 20 years, the mother or the wife who is married is going to end up in a much, much better situation than the one who is not. So, for example, spousal maintenance. For the couple who's married, when they get divorced, they'll have to deal with spousal maintenance. And if the husband is earning a good salary and the wife is just barely starting out in the workforce because she's been at home with the kids all those years, she's going to have a really strong claim for spousal maintenance. And that has nothing to do with child support. That's a payment that the husband will be making to his ex-wife once the marriage is over. And if you're not married, you just don't qualify for that. You may have circumstances that would have given you a great claim for spousal maintenance if you had been married, but the fact that you're not married means it's not even on the table. So that could be a significant loss of income for that mother after they split up. A second thing, let's say they own a home together. For example, let's say they bought a home 15 years ago and the husband had the better credit rating because of his work history and things like that. So the name was put in the husband's name instead of both of their names. And this is much more common than you might realize, whether you're married or not. And in a situation like that, if you're married, it doesn't really matter whose name is on it. It's going to be considered community property, and each spouse is going to be entitled to half of the equity that's accumulated during that time, which could be a very substantial amount of money to start, post-divorce. With as far as getting financially back on your feet is selling that home and getting some money out of it. Whereas the couple who's not married, well, the father, the man, is the one who owns it, and since you're not married, there is no community property, and the mother in that situation has no claim on the home. Same with all the other property. So she's kind of leaving that relationship without any property based on the situation that I've given. A third thing, let's say that the husband has been accumulating 401k or other pension benefits during his employment. That is subject to division at divorce as well. So when you get divorced, if it's a 401k, that's going to be divided, whether it's $5,000 or $100,000 or $500,000, whatever's in that 401k account is going to be divided 50-50, and the wife is going to have another source of funds to be able to start over again. But if you're not married, it's not community property and you don't have anything. And the same is true for a pension. Even though a husband may not receive the pension until retiring, at 65 or 70 or whatever age he retires, when that happens, the wife would receive a portion of that monthly payment, whereas the couple where they're not married, the woman wouldn't receive anything to that. So it really matters a lot. Those are just 3 examples when it comes to retirement benefits, the home, and spousal maintenance. Basically, if you're not married, you don't have claim on any of those things. Whereas just by getting married, that could be a substantial difference in your life. So if you're not married, you do have the ability to get child support, but that's about it. And if you're not married, you can own a home together. So that's something you could do if you're not married and you want to protect yourself. But there's still no way to become a part owner of the retirement benefits. There's still no way to get spousal maintenance if you're not married. Now, you could have a situation where you're not married and both of you are working and earning as equal income, and there are ways that you can do things to make it more equal and not have these harsh circumstances happen. But under the example I've given you, you can see how it's a very harsh result for the mother, the female who's not married in that situation, as opposed to the wife in the other situation. So anyway, that's just something to think about. The law protects people who are married and doesn't really give as much protections to people who are parents together but not really married. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, feel free to give my office a call. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like it, make sure you follow so that you get other videos